Now for Trending Now with Olamide Odekunle.
Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Etoma. And good morning, Ibrahim.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you all doing today?
Very well.
I see you guys have an inner caucus going on now. I'll excuse myself.
All right.
Good morning, guys. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and an eye on the street. And if it's a trending story, we are definitely going to be dissecting it on here. For our first story, petrol is the livelihood and the lifeblood of modern economies. And in Nigeria, every price shift sends ripples through our daily lives. In a move that has stirred reactions nationwide, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has announced a reduction in petrol pump prices to 860 naira per litre. Now, while this price is still high, the reduction offers slight relief to all of us who are struggling with soaring living costs. But beyond immediate consumer impact, NNPCL's move is also fueling competition among private marketers and is potentially leading to further price adjustments. However, thankfully, the debate of quality over quantity still exists between two petrol giants. Take a look at this short video. But questions, of course, still remain. Are consumers getting bang for their buck? Are they getting value for their money? I'm going to take a look at social media right now.
Experiment 2, the same quantity of fuel.
It says, this NNPC and Dangote saga about petrol is why we need more people in the cement industry. If there's competition in that industry too, we might not be buying cement at 10,000 naira. This guy is thinking ahead. I'll take another tweet. Sunday says, 860 naira per litre is still way too high. How is this a relief? They increased it so high, now reducing it a little and expecting applause from us? And finally, same Sunday also says, fuel prices affect everything, from transport to food. A reduction is always welcome. We need more reductions to really feel the impact. It is a step in the right direction, but fuel is still too expensive. In the video that I was going to play, another user has experimented on how long NNPCL versus Dangote refinery fuel lasts, and that was a very interesting video. You can check it out online. But I've got to move on now. In our next story, a massive pedestrian congestion hit Oshodi on Monday as commuters struggled to use an alternative bridge following the closure of the main pedestrian bridge linking that links bus terminals 2 and 3. The Lagos state government shut down the bridge in January over structural concerns, but adding to all the commuters' frustrations, the government has also intensified the arrest of pedestrians attempting to cross the busy expressway at non-designated points, leaving many Nigerians with no choice but to endure the congestion, leaving thousands stranded in long queues. Of course, frustrated pedestrians are urging Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to fast-track repairs, warning that the overcrowding poses serious safety risks. This is very scary, and the pictures of the bridge, this is even just a tip of the iceberg. People were stuck there for hours, allegedly, and we don't want a situation whereby, public safety concerns or a tragedy happens, and then we now have to broadcast it on news. It would be great to see the Lagos state government intervene on this, don't you guys think?
It's quite worrisome to see that. I saw the video and it was quite worrisome from my perspective. I mean, we had traffic of pedestrians on that bridge, and it could have collapsed if the situation got worse. That's the video there. It could have collapsed. A lot of persons were there, and it was I think Lagos State needs to do something really as quickly as possible to addressing this matter of pedestrians on that route. I think a particular route was blocked, and this was the only access that they had. And then talking about the petrol price war, we had talked about this during the newspaper review, how it is that it's a good one for business, but how long NNPC intends to do that for is left to be seen.
Yeah, sorry for the pedestrian bridge. It goes to the very first person that built the bridge. Oshodi is a high traffic area, both vehicular and pedestrian. So building a bridge there for vehicles or for pedestrians should be much, much stronger than you want to build in other places that do not have that kind of volume. And that's why we're having this problem. It's like you're saving pennies and you're ending up spending pounds. That's the situation I see with this.
Absolutely. I would like to just spare his thoughts or some thoughts on the NNPCL and Dangote fuel. The thing is, NNPCL going for 860 and Dangote 825. The price war, just like we said this morning, we need it to continue because it's good for, maybe good for business, but then also good for the consumers at the end of the day, because those who are commuters, we're having to pay the ripple effect on maybe the price of commodities, price of foods, essential services and all of that. So it's very important. We want to see them, not in fisticuffs, but strategic.
It will never get there.
So we want it to come down because it's still quite pricey. So it should come down.
And that begs the question of what's the indices for determining the pricing?
That's a very $64,000 question.
With a nearly 40 naira difference, the experiments that people are doing online, whether propaganda or not, are showing that Dangote refining for MRS oil actually lasts longer. You should see the queues on the streets, you guys. People seem to be getting banged for their buck. And that's why they keep lining up and coming back. So it raises the debate over quality versus quantity. And perhaps that should be a determining factor in the pricing. But thank you guys so much for your input.